Hey there, stationery squad and inky enthusiasts. It's time for the Inky Fingers monthly meeting, also known as Currently Inked. We are in July. This is a sneak peek of what I've got going. Stay and watch for the video of what inks in what pen and how we got there. I'm Kristen. I'm your guide for this journey and the host of this channel and the self-appointed president of the Inky Fingers Club. Well earned, by the way, if it's your first time here. All right, it's July. Summer is hot. It's popping. It's going fast. Headed back to work soon. My break is much shorter than most educators, so it's really only 2.5 weeks because summer school and all the plans and all the things. So I am looking forward to a new school year, but kind of dragging my feet going into it. So I need some poppy, cheerful things to keep me in that summer mode, even though I might be working. And I was inspired by myself. No, I'm not really kidding. Last year, this is July, and I did a Currently Inked based on Lily Pulitzer. Yeah, I think that's right. And I really loved this palette and had a lot of fun playing with it and writing with it in July, so I decided to revisit it. And nope, we are not repeating any of these colors, but we have similar colors in just about everything. Oh, that's interesting. I almost put this color in one. I'm glad I didn't, because I see this score now and it comes back to me why that was, which wouldn't have worked. Also have my Currently Inked bingo, which we'll talk about along the way. Apologies for the sun and the weird lighting. I got a lot to do before I head back to work, so I wanted to get this done so I could work on editing and all the stuff. Man, be sure to show you my fellow content creators love, because editing is hard. This is the fun stuff. I mean, maybe I suppose some people out there love editing. I am not one of those people. I do it because, well, I talk a lot of nonsense along the way. So if I didn't, it'd really not make sense. Anyway, we're going to start. Which one do we want to start with? I think I'm going to do it in the order that I did my little inky things up there. Okay, I'm going to do a slightly different format this month. And I'm going to do the Zentangles and swatches all on one page and see what happens. The Zentangle that we're going to do this month is called Garlic Clove. And I'm going to draw an 8x8 square to start with. And then I'm going to divide it in fours. And then I'm going to divide it into eighths by making an X through. So I have 8 triangles that I am working with. And then we're just going to draw a petal, and auras. So this is one of the most simple tangles, the hardest, like conceptually simple. Drawing a little challenging. You really need it might not turn out as well as other people because you need a steady hand and ability to keep things evenly spaced for it to look its best. And that's not me. So we're just going with it. But here's the petal. We start at one corner and go the other, and then the aura or an outline. And then you go to all the way to the other corner. And repeat. Did I even say this is the Twsbi Eco in Cafe? And in it is Pelikan Edelstein Apricot a shot. Part of this is we want to try and get the ink to end up in the same places so we get kind of built-in dimension. And I think that's one of the fun things about doing Zentangles with fountain pens as opposed to a micron, is that you get shading kind of built in. Now I'm just going to give us a dimension and come in where the petals intersect and fill in the square there. Okay, so the prompt was sun and sand. that was the sun and sand. It could be either one of those or both. And you wanted a pen or an ink that reminds you of something beachy. So I went with this cafe because I thought it reminded me kind of sand. And then obviously the apricot is like a beautiful sunsetty color. And this is in a nice big broad nib, so really gives that bright orange a chance to shine. It's not a whole lot to this ink. This was the ink of the year for 2025 last year. If you haven't already, the Pelikan hubs are doing signups. Hopefully they still will be open by the time this video goes up. I've only been to 2. Yeah, I think was just figuring out things in like the community sense. 2023 was, but anyway, they have given out ink, the ink of the year, both times. So I'm holding out. I'm getting the pyrite this year in hopes that I will get yet another one. This is so beautiful. I mean, is there anything more beautiful than these bottles? Look at it in the sunshine. Sticking with the bright colors, our next combo is the Opus 88 Cloud Dancer. I'm going to hold this in the sunshine and see if it picks up. Look at that chatoyance. And I loaded up with this hottest pink I could find. And hopefully I won't regret it. But I did that because it's an eyedropper and it's one of the easier pens to clean because I can just rinse the water through. This color is Lucky Galaxy by Colorverse and Lucky Star pens. It's a glistening, and look at the shimmer. Can you see it? I was kind of mad at the sun, but maybe I kind of like having a spot of sun to catch the light. Oh, look, like we got some prisms going on. Pen pink pairing that you would take on a road trip, and I love a hot pink. Next is your center square. It's the Rollover Pair, which means it can be any pen and ink pair that you've had inked up in a previous month that's still inked that you didn't use up. I actually have 4 or 5 of those around. Now I have a pair, but you only need 1 pen and 1 ink. I have 2 that fit into this category. This is the Pelikan M600 and I'm riding with the Sailor Pro Gear and it has Tears of Alice. I just did a video comparing these two nibs and this ink is super special and I'm not going to waste a drop of it, so I'm just going to call this the M600 PGS combo. Whoops, and then I forgot I was writing the ink first. And the ink is Bungubox Tears of Alice. Beautiful teal. I mean, does that say tropical? Does that just look like a Hawaiian shirt? These 3 together are just pretty darn stellar, I think. Okie dokie, which one is next? Oh, the choices we have. Our next pen is the Diplomat Viper. This prompt is back from the bench. And that is a pen or an ink that caused you problems before at some point this year, prior years, and you've just put it in the back of your pen drawer or put it in the back of your ink drawer. You haven't thought about it, you haven't done anything with it, and before you sell it or do something with it, you want to test it with a different ink pairing. So this is the Diplomat Viper. It just gave me a bunch of hard starts. I don't particularly love the metal. It has tipping on both sides of the nib. Anyway, I didn't give it a fair shot on the first round and loaded up with a shimmer, which is dumb because it's a fine ink. So it is getting Sailor Alabama. So straightforward Sailor ink formulation. We'll see if it helps this out. Oops, I forgot. This is also, I am double dipping this one. This is also the Farmer's Market prompt, which is pen or ink inspired by the Farmer's Market. So Sailor Alabama is also called collard greens. I thought that was very, lots of green things like this at the Sailor's Market. The Sailor's Market. I don't know what's at the Sailor's Market. They're probably fish. At the Farmer's Market. You have to stay tuned later in the month if I do a recap and decide if that pen is going on the selling block. I say this having never sold a pen. It's going to happen, I tell you, because I am out of space in my pen cabinet. Could I buy another pen cabinet? I sure could, but I really feel like there's some good pens in there that don't get enough quality time, and it would make better sense to appreciate what I have and use those instead of having a bunch that I really don't like around. I love this green color. And when I did the Sailor, my last in my Inky Road Trip series was the Deep South, and I discovered that this color in it, and I'm just kind of like, it's definitely going in a pen quickly. Okay, I think for this next pair we're going to come back to the other side because in terms of saturation, hue wise, it fits over here. Okay, this prompt was Wish You Were Here. And it's to send the pen or the ink or both are a destination you'd like to go to, real or imagined. And so I went with this new pen. Okay, it's a bit of a stretch. I meant a dream within a dream, because most of the time I just want to be sleeping. I'm very tired and exhausted. And so, yeah, that's where I want to be. And it is Troublemaker Foxglove. I didn't go with the Dream Within a Dream ink because I wanted something a little bit darker saturation to match these things here. And this is the Wearingeul Dream Within a Dream pen. Should have been in a recent video, hopefully. I think it'll go up first. Troublemaker is this, Foxglove is this lovely purple, not too much shading. Does remind me quite a bit of the Kobe purple pink that I had in the Twsbi last month, which I still have as one of the rollovers. I usually like shaders, but the Kobe was too much for me. So we'll see how Foxglove does. It's a Bone Crusher pen. But I love my first bone crusher. Okay, this prompt is the summer treat. Pen or ink inspired by a summer treat. And so the name of this pen is Raspberry Swirl officially, but I call it Raspberry Ripple because it definitely reminds me of Raspberry Ripple ice cream. There's probably a Raspberry Swirl ice cream too, you know, like in the grocery brands. So, because they can't call it Raspberry Ripple because that's probably copyrighted. Oh, I was definitely not consistent of when I put the ink or the pen first. Oh well. All right, and then I have two things that count for this category. So of course I had to put a summer treat ink in this, and so I went with Gourmet Pens and Ink Institute Saskatoon Berry Pie. Such a lovely magenta. I'm so proud. Some of these bottles are really like getting to the bottom. Yes, most of them are really full, but at least a couple of these, there's visible usage. Alright, so this is the other pair that I am using, the pen for one and the ink for another. So this is Benu Raven, and the prompt is fireworks. The pictures of this pen and probably even this video are not going to do it justice. It is a simply gorgeous pen with a dark blue and silver glitter, and then there are actual raven feathers in there for protection, but I thought it just definitely reminded me of fireworks in the late night sky. And I was surprised at how many fireworks shows we had because we have a drought and things are on fire and firefighters are losing their lives and it's awful. But at any rate, they are still gorgeous. And then inside, the ink meets the Christmas in July prompt, which was any Inkvent color. So, and the color that I chose was Snow Globe because I think it also looks a little like fireworks. This is a heavy shimmer ink, and nobody does shimmer better than the Benu nibs. I don't know what they do to it, how they do it, but they do something magical. I put all sorts of stickers to help me remember what year, what color is this. The chameleon, so color shifting shimmer. I usually see blue or silver, so I don't know what other colors it's supposed to be shifting to, but at least those two. Okay, everybody is pretty much dry, so let's go through it. All nice. So our first combo for Sun and Sand is the apricot, a shot for the ink, and the Twsbi Eco Caffé. And then for our road trip, look at that shimmer. Can you see it? Shimmer, shimmer, shimmer. We've got our Opus 88. I love that the shimmer matches the color of the pen. So Opus 88 Cloud Dancer with Colorverse and Lucky Star Pens Galaxy. Then we've got our Sailor and Pro Gear with the Tears of Alice. The Wish You Were Here prompt has the new Wearingeul Dream Within a Dream pen, because I wish I was sleeping. And Troublemaker Foxglove. What a pretty combo that is. Our back from the bench problematic friend that we're gonna hopefully fall in love with, or at least like with enough to use it, is the Diplomat Viper with Alabama, and also hits the Farmer's Market Sailor Alabama Collard Greens. And that's a great match. Summer treats were doubles. We've got the Raspberry Swirl, Raspberry Ripple from Bone Crusher 7 Studios, and Saskatoon Berry Pie from Gourmet Pens and Ink Institute. I don't know if you can see this, but there's like a cool golden halo sheen, just a little bit of sheen to that, so it kind of matches the gold in the pen. Can you see it? That's a mystery. And then last but not least, we have our Fireworks and Christmas in July with our Benu Raven and Diamine Snow Globe. Stunning. Can you see that shimmer? I think that's hard to miss, but it looks kind of silver on camera. On in person, it's definitely like a blue purpley shimmer where it kind of changes. What I particularly love about Diamine inks is that their shimmer stays in place. All right, there we have it, everybody all together. What's in your pen this month? I hope that you're playing bingo. I am giving away a $25 gift certificate to Van Ness Pen, so it is worth your wait. Totally sponsored by me, not by Van Ness, not by YouTube, not by your mama, just me wanting to share a little goodness and spread some inky joy with you. To play along, one, you need to have a pen or an ink or a pen and ink pairing for all 9 slots on the board. You can double up like I did on a couple of them. If you don't want to ink up 9 pens, I totally get it. I don't either. You need to be a follower or subscriber, hopefully both, right? But I know not everybody does Instagram, so I get it. I would prefer that you post it so we can get you post your picture and DM it to me with the hashtag currently inked bingo, all by July 31st. And then I will do it. So shout out to Bailey at Fountain Pen Ink Station. She was the first winner, so can't wait to see what she buys. Yeah, so play along with me. I think it'll be a fun new challenge. It definitely got my head thinking in a different direction, and also because I wanted to do something and then how to make it fit. This like challenges on a another level of gamifying, right? And so have fun with it. Those are like the most basic rules. If you say something counts, I'm probably going to believe you if you can justify it, just like I did for Dream Within a Dream. All right, until next time, keep ink on your fingers, keep being awesome. See you at the next meeting. Bye for now.